is time for a new round of Shop My Stash. So I thought I'd run through real quick what my products were from my last one, and we will go from there. I am so ready to be switching out these products, let me just say. Mostly because, like, this is stuff that I picked before I went to church camp for 2 weeks. So I was wearing makeup every single day while I was there. And so it was using the same palettes over and over. And so I've just gotten where I'm like, I need a variety, like a new variety of things, big time. So, yeah. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead with things that I am going to keep into the next round because, well, I'll tell you why. First of all, I'm going to keep these two BB creams. I am loving BB cream. It's like, I'm loving it way more than foundation, way more than I ever did. I feel like it looks much more natural, but it still gives like a, not a blurring effect, but you know, kind of evens things a little bit, but without being obvious that I have like a foundation type thing on my face. And so I am loving these and want to go ahead and use them up, you know, whatever. So loving that. And then I will be keeping my eyebrow pencil because it is the only one I have. And actually I'm taking my son school shopping today, so I'm going to pick up another one because, probably two actually. I like to have some backups because those are my favorite, and so they're super cheap. Why not keep buying them? They're like literally, I think $3 for these e.l.f. eyebrow pencils. So yeah, I'm also going to be keeping the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer because, as you can see, look at how low it is. I am so excited that I'm getting this used up and I am loving it. So I think once I go through some of my other concealers that I have, I might want one of these again because I really like it. All right. And then I am going to go ahead and finish up this base tape. There's still quite a bit in there. I think you can maybe kind of see in there. Yeah, I think so. I can see it, but I don't know if you can in that lighting. But anyway, I love the smell of this. It's coconutty and fresh and love it. So I'm going to go ahead and use up that primer. I think I feel like I called it something else, but whatever. And then for my eyeshadow primers, again, I'm almost done with my Wet n Wild one. It is my favorite. I'm going to have to get some more because I just love it. And I can't really find it in stores around me anymore. So I had to order it on Amazon last time. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and order some. And I have been using this Believe Beauty eyeshadow primer from Dollar General. And I do really like it. It works great. But I was looking at the difference in the ounces on these two. This one has 0.34 fluid ounces. This one has 0.11 fluid ounces. And this was, I know their products are all $5 or under, so I don't know. I feel like it might have been $4.50 or something like that, which is kind of similar to what this is, but you get way more in here. So this packaging is very deceiving as far as how much you're getting, because I was picturing like I'm getting way more in this. Something I do kind of like about this though is it has the like doe foot applicator, which is kind of nice to just put it on and then, I don't know, it's not like a selling feature or anything though, but I mean, I do like how it performs. I have it on today. I've been using it a lot, but I will go back to this because I love, love, love this. And it's cheaper in the long run. So, okay. And then I am finishing up. I barely have any left in here. I'm trying to see if I can see it. I feel like I should be able to, but there's hardly any of this Coola setting spray left. I used this every day at camp, loved how my makeup looked, and so I'm going to go ahead and use that up. And I've never really been much of a setting spray girl, so that's new for me. And then also the things I am keeping, you're going to be like, seriously, chick, how many things are you keeping? But there's a reason. All of my eyeliners, my colorful ones, and my black and brown, because I just want to go ahead and use those ones up. And before I would open up something else, doesn't make sense. But yeah, I must have my colorful liners, and then the pink and nude ones I do use a lot. So I'm like, might as well keep using them and use them up. And then also something that I never really used much, but I have been loving, and I'm so glad I put it in my Shop My Stash so that I started using it, is this the Brow Gal. It's a highlighter pencil, and it's in gold and nude. So basically I've just been using the nude side to, and I actually didn't today, I forgot. I recorded a video, but I was kind of in a hurry. But so if you want to see this makeup look, it will already be up. But I have just been, you know, going along the brow line here and then just using a tiny little brush and smoothing it out to give more of a defined look on the brows, and I have been loving it. And I do occasionally though use this gold side like as my inner corner, but it's not like super bright, so usually I like something a little bit brighter in the inner corner, but I have been using that, so I'm going to keep that because I want to keep using it. Like, yeah. All right, now to the things that I'm saying goodbye to. This was in my Shop My Stash before, like the last one before this one, but there was still a little bit left, so I'd been using it up, and it's like dried up now, so it's like flaking. Don't want that. This one I just put in, and this last one, the Bad Gal Bang, which used to be my favorite mascara, and like I said, I don't know if it was like already starting to dry out before I opened it, or if I just don't remember it correctly, like I thought it was better than, I don't know, but it's like just not performing. It's doing nothing, literally like nothing for my lashes. And I was so mad because it was the only one I took with me to camp, and I felt like my lashes just looked really wimpy and yucky the whole time. And I feel like that's such a big part of your look, as if you like have some lashes. And so I was really disappointed. So these are both going in the garbage. And then also this e.l.f., I have loved this thing. It's like a brow mascara. It's got a slight tint to it. And it's even got like it's got a little bit left in it, but I've had this for well over a year, I think. And so I think it's just time to let it go. It's time to let it go. I've got some other products, brow products that I can use. So I'm gonna let that go. I cannot even speak. All right. And then another thing that I am taking out, let me just go ahead and put these down here. Another thing that I'm taking out is the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. I have definitely hit good pan on it, but I'm ready to use a different powder. And then this Maybelline Master Blush, and it was, what's the shade? I don't know if it says 10 is the number on it, but anyway, it's these beautiful like pinky shades, and with the highlight. I love this. I used it a ton, so it's not because I don't want to use it, it's just I have other stuff I want to use, so time to switch out. That's how Shop My Stash works. And then the California in a Box, love this so much, and this exclusively has been the bronzer I've been using this whole entire time and everything, and I cannot say enough good things about this. This is something that I think when I finish it, I would repurchase. Like, I seriously love it. And then for the eyeshadow palettes. So the eyeshadow palettes I had in were this Paris palette from Folklore, and it looks like this. And the shades are very pretty. It performed very nicely. So I did enjoy using that. I did a lot of looks with that. There's some great toppers in here that I loved when I was at camp using. So that was really pretty. I was using my Classy Kate Cosmetics palette that looks like this, which actually has very beautiful like fall tones. I mean, it was pretty for summer too, obviously, but yeah, so I've been using that. And then here comes the part that I hate to have to say, but I'm so glad to be getting these two palettes out of my Shop My Stash, because I'll tell you why. So they are the Makeup Geek palettes that I chose all the shades for and put together, and yeah, I'll show you this one too. So here's my issue with these. The mattes, great, perform great, have lasting power, all that good stuff. The shimmers get so dull so fast. I mean, by the time I'm finished doing my makeup look, I'm like, oh, and I'm adding more on top. Like, oh, okay, that looks good. And 5 minutes later, look, and it's dull again. This shade right here is so gorgeous, and when you first put it on, it's just like ba-bam, and like so fun. Literally within minutes, it is dull and just nothing to write home about. And I'm like, and I've tried it with different eyeshadow primers, tried it with a base, like a shadow like swept underneath it before I put it on, without that. I tried it even with like the white, it's like a Maybelline stick that Debbie gave me that, to kind of help make the color pop. Doesn't matter, it fades. And so it's super disappointing. And I did a look for work the other day, and I used this green, and really pretty when you put it on, but just really dull after a little while. And so I'm kind of disappointed in how those shimmers have been. Same with like this pink one. Like you put it on and it looks pretty, and then you look at it later and it just looks very muted. And if you like a more muted look, it's not that there's anything wrong with these shadows. Like they still are pretty colors and stuff. But when I put like a shimmer or what seems like it should be a metallic on my eye, that's what I want it to look like. I want it to be like ba-bam in your face, because that's why I choose those colors. And so it's really disappointing that they don't perform like that. So I am so ready to just send these right on out. I'm bored. All right, so moving on to what I'm putting in next. So here we go. I'm very excited. But of course I'm gonna wait and show you eyeshadow palettes last, because that's like the most fun part. At least to me it is. So yeah, so I'm gonna show you that last. And I gave myself a little less variety this time, but I'll show you. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna add in my this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte foundation. This has been my favorite foundation for a couple years now, I think, or like a year and a half or so. And so I am really enjoying this, and I actually have it on today. I did it very, very thin because, like I said, I'm really enjoying BB creams and realizing I don't want foundation on my face. Like I don't want to be able to tell, I don't want people to be able to tell I have foundation on my face. Obviously you can tell I have makeup on, but I mean, foundation settles in my 11s really bad and in my smile lines right here. BB cream, never. It doesn't matter what powder I use, any of that. When I use a BB cream, I never get that. As soon as I use a foundation, no matter what powder I try, it's gathering in the lines. So I decided today to go real light, although I can already see a little bit. But I have tried several different foundations, so it's definitely not this. This is like my favorite out of everything that I've ever tried. I just hate that. I don't want to have the little lines of stuff, you know, gathered. So I am going to use this. This is really low. I have a brand new full one though, but maybe in the winter when I'm not as oily, I'm still oily, but not as oily, maybe then it'll be okay to do just a really light layer and stuff. Maybe it won't gather like that. We'll have to see. But I wanted to go ahead and add this so that I can get it used up, since I do have a full one. And then I decided to pull out a new, I have this ABH clear brow gel, which I'm going to take out of the box because it certainly doesn't need to be in the bag. So this is the new brow gel I will be using in place of that brow like mascara that I had. So I'm going to try that. I'm hoping it's not super crispy, because that's something I love about the e.l.f. one. It doesn't make your eyebrows feel crispy, and I just don't like that. That's weird to me. For powder, I'm going to go ahead and bust back out my Juvia's setting powder. I actually have it on today. I cheated and used a couple products today that were not in my current Shop My Stash, but it's okay. I can do that. But yeah, so I'm going to be using my Juvia's powder. And then for blush, I decided I'd pull out this IBY Cheek to Cheek palette, which looks like this. So it's got like kind of the more brownish tone and then the like mauve kind of tone. Since we're moving into a little bit, well, in my mind, we're moving into fall. Okay. And so that's what I'm going to use. And then for bronzer, I'm going to use my Ofra Bronzer Americano, which looks like this. And highlight, my Ofra Star Island highlighter, which looks like that. Mascara, I'm going to be using the IT Superhero. Actually, if you watch my video for this look, you will see I used it today. So again, another thing that I used that was kind of cheating because it wasn't in my, but the other ones were like dried up and flaky and not doing anything. So it's allowed, people, okay? Don't you love how I like have to try to justify everything? Like, I don't think you're like gonna come over and like arrest me for using something outside of my Shop My Stash. All right, now on to eyeshadow palettes. I decided to go for 3. And like these Shop My Stashes before, I don't have like a certain time frame I'm doing them in. It's kind of more like use it for at least a couple weeks, see how I feel. If I'm getting super burned out and bored, like let's move on. The reason I stayed for so long, you guys saw the video for Shop My Stash right when I was getting back from camp. So I had already had it for like half a week before camp started, and then those 2 weeks of camp. Now we've been home for 2 weeks. So for like 4.5 weeks, I've been using the Makeup Geek palettes, like those other things that I showed you. So that was a really long one, but it's honestly just been because with camp and then coming back and getting back into work, and we've been busy, I just didn't take the time to do a new one, you know. So, but it has been like 4.5 weeks, so it's time to change. And I decided this time I'm gonna give myself less palettes to work with because I tend to go a little overboard sometimes, and that's fine. But this way I will get more use out of these particular things. So the first one is gonna be my Huda Beauty Warm Brown Obsessions. This palette I love. I love this, and I have not touched it in quite some time, but it has such beautiful warm tones. That gold in the middle is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. When I'm talking about when you put something in your eyes that you want to be like ba-bam and have it stay that way, that does it. And so I love these shades. Just like this almost has like a peachy brown undertone, and then you've got the more like mauve and rusty, and I love this palette. You can see that I think you can see that it's pretty well loved. But so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna bust that out because I know every time I do a look with that, I feel really good about it. So why not? And then for fun, I have the Profusion Spectrum palette. This has gorgeous fall type tones and your beautiful bright springy tones. Cause like these tones right here are so like fall gorgeousness you can make. And then, you know, you've got your bright and, oh yeah. So super fun, and I haven't played with that in a while, so I thought, you know what, let's have some fun with that. And then the other palette that I chose is my Shayla and ColourPop Perception palette. And as always, all my palettes are kept in their boxes. That's just the way it is. That's the way it is. All right, and it looks like this. So it's got gorgeous goldy and orange and those kind of tones, but also you've got your purple and blues and greens, and this is like a duochrome here, and just so your gray. I mean, you can do like a lot with this palette. So I thought that those would be great. And like with all the these are all mattes in this palette, so since there's a lot of shimmers in this one, I thought it would be very complimentary because then I can use some of the mattes and the shimmers and kind of mix things up. So that is what my plan is. And I don't pick lip products typically. I did put those little, I put which is not in here now because I put them back already, but lip gloss and the two little fresh like lip balm things, but they're tinted. That I used at camp exclusively, and I love them. In fact, one of my friends, I think she might have bought the little fresh set because I told her, I'm a lip balm addict. I'm putting lip balm on constantly. It is all over my house. I have like 2 in my purse and in coat pockets. And I mean, lip balm is everywhere because I'm like, I just constantly feel like my lips are dry. And please don't tell me I need to drink more water because I drink water like a mad woman. It doesn't matter. I don't know what it is. Well, I know they say like some of them actually have things in them that keep you wanting to use it. But anyway, so that probably is exactly what it is. Because when I was using those little fresh ones, I said to my friend the one day, I go, you know what, this is so weird. I just realized I've hardly been putting lip balm on at all since we've been at camp. And I'm like, but I've been using those little fresh, like tinted balm things. And I'm like, I think they're so moisturizing that I don't need lip balm. And I was like totally amazed by it. And so she was like, what are they? So she was like looking them up. So I think she might have ordered herself some. But yeah, so a little tip about that because those were awesome. Okay, so I do have them in here. I'm like, I want to show you what I'm talking about. So I was using the Sugar Petal one and the Sugar Rosé one. Get my face out of there. Look like that. They're metal and they screw open. And so there is the Petal one, right? Yeah, Petal, which I actually like the best. I love that color. And then this is the Rosé one, which is actually more clearish and just has like a slight tint, where the other one has a little more opacity, but not a ton. And I'm telling you what, my lips felt amazing the whole time I was at camp while using these. So if you're somebody who feels like you would need to apply lip balm constantly and like it drives you crazy, And if you like, I know they have ones too that don't have color to them either. But I would love to get me some more of these because I seriously think it's like the best thing. I feel like I could throw away every lip balm I own if I just had some of these. Like, it's seriously that good. So, yeah. So that was my recap of my last Shop My Stash and showing you what I got. Showing you what I put into, it's not new, that I put into my one for my current. So you will be seeing some of these products used probably. If there's something you definitely want to see, like one of those palettes or anything like that, let me know. But a lot of times I don't really do looks with these, you know, as far as videos. I more do like, I might mention to you in a video that I'm doing about something else, say, oh, hey, and by the way, I'm using this palette from Shop My Stash or something like that. But if you would like to see me do anything like Perception palette or the Profusion Spectrum or whatever, just let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm in such a good mood. I don't know. It's like in the high 80s today, which I absolutely hate. Like, I detest heat like that. But you know what? My niece is here and her birthday's on Wednesday, so I get to give her presents. And so I'm excited about that. And taking my son school shopping, the fact that I only have one kid left in school. Hallelujah. And yeah, it's just, you know, life is so weird right now. We don't know what's going on with school. My one child is supposed to start September 1st back at school face-to-face. They're giving at our school the option face-to-face or all virtual. So you choose one or the other. Like, we're not doing a hybrid or anything like that. And we chose back face-to-face. But we will see what happens because developments are happening like crazy around here. So school might not even end up going back. That's why he's getting a pair of shoes because he needs them desperately anyway. And one pair of pants is basically what we're shopping for today. Like a pair of jeans because he grew a ton and his pants are like ridiculously short on him right now. And so, but yeah, so things are a little bit weird right now, but you know what? Life is good. We have so much to be thankful for. And this is just a little hiccup in the road. This is not all there is. Like, what we're doing here in this life is like just, you know, it's just the pregame. And sometimes pregame isn't that great. I mean, you have moments, right? But yeah, so I am just in a good mood, and I just encourage you that even though things might be uncertain or just kind of yucky, there's always better ahead. And so we have to just look through some of this stuff and realize that it is temporary. And you know, we don't have to like just be stuck in it and settle in it and wallow in it, I guess. We can just be positive and look forward to what's ahead and just look at the good things that are here right now. It's very easy to get stuck in the bad stuff and be hoping for what's ahead and miss what's actually good that's happening right here, right now. And so I encourage you to do that today, to look around you and see the beauty in things and love on people, contact people maybe you haven't talked to in a while, let them know you're thinking of them. That's who doesn't like to hear that they're being thought of, right? Just do something like that today to be positive in someone else's life, and I promise you it will bring you joy as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.